Hey everybody, what's up? I want to talk about inheritance versus parental estrangement and what the heck do you do when your son or daughter decides to walk out of your life when they're adults and they're just gone. They ghost you, they block you, you don't exist in their world anymore. And you even if you have $1 to your name, each one of us struggles. What are we going to do? What are we going to leave them? And what about the inheritance? And what if they try to dispute and this and that? And first and foremost, talk to a lawyer, because what you feel today might change next year or the year after. Whatever the case is, talk about revocable compared to irrevocable, etc., etc. And first and foremost, I'm going to say it on the record. I'm married. My husband gets everything, and whatever he chooses to do is on him. He knows what my wishes are. My turtles, my daughters may get some personal affects, maybe some pictures, maybe a crocheted blanket from my grandma, etc. Something like that, but nothing of value. But I thought about this today. Your kids have already received their inheritance. How so? Well, you need to write it down. Get a pen and a paper, because we're going to talk about it. Number one, when you got pregnant, if you wanted to be a mom, you sacrificed 9-10 months of your life. Then you pushed them out. So inheritance, here's a contraction for you. Oh, and then I had an episiotomy, or this or that, or I gave birth standing up or sitting down or in a field or whatever. So that's number one. Number two, I fed you and clothed you. You had a bed, and you had an education. Trust me, I sacrificed, because when you were sick, I stayed home with you. When you had to get your shots, I had to go to the doctor and cry when he held you down and poked your poor little leg with that needle. Yeah, I cried. Okay, moving on. What about the time you took him to sports or practice or whatever the case may be? Or your daughter learned violin, mine played t-ball as well. What about the parent-teacher conferences, or the last minute, hey mom, I need this for school tomorrow, that kind of stuff? What about the science fair projects? Oh my gosh. And let's not talk about all the money, okay? Think about all the money that you spent. If you write down every red cent, I'm sure it'd be close to $1 million plus by now. The time off of work, your kids, who's going to pay for PTO? No, I had to work for that. Not only that, covering their asses when they got into trouble, dealing with consequences or grounding them. When you cried, when you had to take their cell phone or whatever, or you had to get tough, and you cried because you were so upset that you were going to be tough and you didn't want to be mean to them. So sleepless nights when they had surgery, whether it's tonsils or they had to get stitches, and the sleepless nights when they had fevers. I mean, come on now. Talk about inheritance. You've gotten your inheritance through the past how many years? So am I going to leave something? I've left you something. I've left you love and time, tenderness and caring, responsibility. I was tough. Heck, I always worked. I always had food on the table. You always had clean clothes. Maybe went to the thrift store instead of American Eagle. I don't know, whatever. But write down everything you've given to your children. That's their inheritance. The love, the time, the care, the compassion, the when you helped a neighbor and they saw, they learned a life lesson. Give me a break. You don't have to leave anything. You've already left for them a plethora of treasures. So don't feel guilty when you decide to create your will and there is no material items being distributed amongst your children, the ones that walked away. Don't feel guilty. You've done enough. If all you did, I'm not saying if all you did, if you gave birth to your children and you gave them up for adoption, that was their inheritance from you. So don't feel guilty. That's all there is to it. That's all I've got, and I will be back.